Alright guys, today I'm going to be reviewing the Disney movie Cinderella. This is the latest one I watched. I've been on a Disney roll, so why not another one? Cinderella's about a girl that lives with her stepmother, Lady Tremaine. Having lost both of her parents at a young age, she's forced to work as a maid for her cruel stepmother. She also has two stepsisters, and they live in a large chateau or mansion, as you want to call it, and she's friends with animals, just like Snow White. She interacts with a dog, a horse, and a mice throughout the movie. They end up escorting her to the ball that she ends up going to later on in the movie. Anyways, so she's frustrated. The king's frustrated that his son, the prince, is still unmarried. So what the king does, he sets up a ball, and in efforts to try to get the prince to find his woman of his dreams. So Lady Tremaine gets an invite and agrees that she'll bring Cinderella along, but she has to do her chores, and Cinderella agrees to this. So she does all the chores, and she finds an old gown that belonged to her mother, and decides she's going to use the help of the animals to fix this up, and she'll use the gown that she's fixed up to go to the ball. Now, with the help of the animals, they put something together, and she comes down. The stepsisters get jealous. They rip up her gown, and Cinderella runs off crying. The stepsisters and her stepmom go to the ball, and in the meantime, the fairy godmother shows up. Fairy godmother decides to help Cinderella. She turns her animals and a pumpkin into a carriage, and also um, the horse into a better looking horse. And with the help of her animals, she makes it to the ball. But the fairy godmother tells her she's got to be back by 12. She's got a time constraint. So she gets to the ball. Her and the prince have a dance. They go off to the side, and just as they're about to have their kiss and fall in love, the clock strikes 12, and she's got to get back. In the meantime, she rushes off, loses her one slipper, and the one guard finds it, tries to call her back, but obviously Cinderella's got to obey by the rules, and rushes home. Finally makes it home in time, and the next day the prince is like, we gotta figure this out. We gotta find out who this slipper belongs to. So he goes through the town looking for the woman who's got the matching foot. Finally gets to Cinderella's house, and her stepmother, locks her up in a room, and Jag, Gus, and Bruno, which are the two mice and the dog, somehow try to get the key back to Cinderella. They get the key. She unlocks herself from the door, from the room, and comes down. And the uh, the assistant who's helping the prince ends up breaking one of the slippers because he's tripped. And luckily, Cinderella has the other matching shoe. She finally um, presents this to the prince, and the shoe fits. They get married and live happily ever after. Now, I don't know, I'm not too big on these happily ever after Disney movies, but since I was doing Disney movies, I thought, again, I'd continue with this one. Cinderella did terribly at the box office, and it was released in 1950. So I don't know what happened, but later on, it just somehow molded into a Disney classic.